Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Stappenbach. Well, I suppose actually it's welcome back to Farming Simulator here in Stappenbach, in Germany. I don't know, something like that. Welcome back anyway. So, I'm just going to hose this thing off here because it's quite grubby. So I've just hitched on the cultivator and we're going to make use of our, not quite long enough hose on our new pressure washer that we've got installed there. If we could just clean off poor Dave there on the end, because he's looking a little bit grubby there, and then you'll be able to see where he's going, which would be a step in the right direction. So today what I want to do is finish up doing the planting, which is well underway. We haven't got very much more to do with the planting, and then once we've done that, whilst we're doing that, we're also going to go and buy the beef unit and going to be able to start doing some beef cattle. Or unless I already bought that, I'm down to 1.7 million. I think I may have already bought it. Oh, no, hang on, I bought the field. You know, I honestly can't remember. I genuinely can't remember if I bought it, and I don't think I have. So we need to buy that one. 700,000 to buy that one, because the other one that we were looking at is a little bit further away. And it is only 600,000 rather than 700,000, but I think it's actually a poorer choice because of how much further away it is from the main farm. So we're going to be classing this one here as our main farm. So we'll sort of take everything from here. I'd like to see if doing the beef will allow us to transfer animals from there over to here, which we can then use as our stock. So you don't actually have to go and buy animals, but I'm not really sure how it works, so we'll have a look at that. And it's going to be fun to do the beef animals anyway. That's not something that we've done before. It's a whole new mechanic, which is looking very exciting. There is a raft of information available at the moment about the new FS17 that is coming out and all the little bits and pieces that are going with it, and some of it looks absolutely amazing. So what I know so far, actually I tell you what, we'll get into that in just a second. Let's just come up here and admire this one carrying on with its work, because it hasn't got a huge amount left, and it seems to be doing alright with all the turning and the planting and the who's-me-call-its. So my question for this week: what map do you want us to do for the next 4 weeks? Now, as I explained in yesterday's episode, we are changing the way we're doing the weekly questions. I will ask this question for 2 weeks on the trot, and then I will give out the results. So you've got 2 weeks worth of votes, which means that people who watch over one of the weekends will also be able to vote. I figure that, you know, everybody then will get a say in it, and we can also gives you more control over what map we're playing. So, do you want to stay on this map, on Stappenbach, for another 4 weeks after this 4-week stint? Or would you rather move on? And the other 4 choices are Horsch Agrovation, the new Welker Farms map, Valley the Old Farm, or the Lone Oak Farm map. So it's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. There are links in the description below to each of the 5 maps. You don't really need a link to this map, but I've put it in there anyway. So yeah, you've got Stappenbach, you've got Horsch Agrovation, Welker Farms, Valley the Old Farm, or Lone Oak Farm. You can have any which one you please. So if you want to stay here for another 4 weeks, then obviously vote on this one. If you want a change of pace, then go on to one of the different ones. And the information that has been given out concerning FS19. It looks amazing. Absolutely incredible. I haven't seen any pictures or anything like that. I don't know if any were released. But at the moment, we do know that, you know, you buy the farms here. Well, in the new game, you'll be able to build your farm from the ground up. You'll be able to build every part of your farm. There is not fully deformable, movable terrain yet. They're still working on that, and they're not happy with what they've got on it so far, and so they've decided not to have that. That is really a big thing to get right, and you know, like to be able to move like hills and fill in valleys and stuff. That's a difficult thing for them to get right, and I'm very pleased about this. It actually tells me more by what they've chosen to withhold than what they're putting in. I mean, you've got like sheds and stuff. You put a shed down onto the ground, and it will deform the terrain around it so that you've got a level bottom on the shed. That is something I've been wanting for a very long time. I think that is absolutely amazing. I'm so glad we've got that coming in. But the fact that they haven't put the fully deformable terrain, you can't go and get an excavator and dig up a big hole in the field. They have not included that. I think that is absolutely wonderful. It shows that they're absolutely dedicated 100% to getting this right. They've been working on that particular thing for several years now. They were trying to get it ready for FS17 and they weren't happy with it. Still not happy with it. They're still working on it. They've got people working on this continuously and they're still not able to get it right. And the fact that they're not sort of putting in a half-finished product, I absolutely love that. I really do absolutely think that is the right move, and it's awesome. It sort of shows a strong dedication. They're not like trying to bump up marketing by adding in a product that's not quite good enough. So we know that that's not coming in, but you build the farm from the ground up. You'll be able to do everything that you want on your farm. Build it the way you want it. You can lay out your sheds how you want them. All of that, you do that all yourself. And like I said, the ground will deform around where you put the sheds and so on, so you could set them into hills and things like that, if that's how you want to build your farm, which I think it opens up so many possibilities. You buy areas of land, not just individual fields, so you'll be able to go and buy an area of forestry and other land, and as far as I know, you can clear it all and you can properly turn it into fields, but I'm not sure about that because of the lack of fully deformable terrain. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out yet. We'll see more as time progresses. What else did they say we've got? You can skip the night. That's going to be an option. There's different options for starting when you go to start a new game. You can start with just money and absolutely nothing else. You can start with a full functioning farm that's got land, fields, machinery, and everything that you could possibly need for a working farm, which is absolutely brilliant. You've got different levels of gameplay based on how you want it to work. They're in talks with the people who've developed Courseplay. They're not planning to add that into the base game, but they are in talks with it to have full compatibility with Courseplay. They're hoping that that will be ready for launch of Farming Simulator 19. I may have got that bit a little wrong because that little tidbit of information was hearsay from somewhere else, so I'm not really sure about that, but as far as I know, they're trying to have Courseplay, working with the Courseplay developers and trying to get it fully ready so that you can use the mod when the game first launches, which is just fantastic. That is just amazing. I think I said you will have the option to skip the night if you want. Missions, when you go to do the contracting missions for another farmer, you will have the choice to either use the farmer's machinery like we do in FS17, or you can go and take your own machinery along and do the job with your own machinery. One of the options allows you to it removes the timer from it, so I'm assuming that if you take your own machinery, the timer is removed and you do it in as long as it takes using your own machinery. But if you do it with using the machinery that's provided, then there will still be the timer aspect of it. That's about it that I can remember off the top of my head at the moment. But if even half of this is true, if even half of this, only half of it comes to fruition, it's sounding very promising. I am getting extremely... all of this new information that we've suddenly been bombarded with, I am getting very excited about this new game and what it's going to mean. Why are you stopping there? I mean, seriously, what possible benefit could it be for you to stop there? There's no logical reason for you to stop there at all. Now you're just reversing up and doing crazy things. Stop! No! Right, we're going to have to do this ourselves. We just have to do this ourselves. Go around the edge. We've just about finished this anyway, so we've done the barley, we've done the wheat. We've got a field of grass that we want to plant, and I was actually going to see if I could plant it with this one, because I figured it would be a little bit faster, and then all the planting is done, and we can go on and have a look at this beef unit, and I'm wondering how I'm going to go and do the beef unit. And what I'm thinking is we will buy it, we will put in, like I said last time, we'll buy it, we'll put in we'll buy in some hay and we'll buy in some straw and we'll run those to it, and then fill it up with water and buy some base animals, whatever animals we've got to buy, and then other than that there's not really a lot else that we need to worry about, and we can start jumping forward until later in the year. I don't know how much food we can put into the beef unit, how long it will last, So we'll sort of have a little look at that as well and be able to see how many days worth of food and water and so on we can get in there ready for the animals. And then when we get to summer, we'll actually buy some cows to go here. And we'd like to be able to provide some of our own cows if that's possible to do with the beef unit. But I also want to buy some cows at the beginning of summer, and then we can use the summer to get a little bit of milk from our cows, as well as dealing with our crops here and get these combined. And then we've got grains that we can use from here for the beef unit for the cattle. We've got straw that we'll be able to use for the cattle here and for the beef as well, and all of the other little bits and pieces that go in with it. So that's kind of the plan that we've got for the rest of this week and 2 more weeks. And then if we do end up staying on this map for a bit longer, if that's the way that the vote goes, then there are other things that we will also be able to do. Among them, and when I'd like to go through into winter, but I'm not really sure what we'll do in winter, is whether or not people want me to do any forestry work or not. So we'll consider doing forestry work, but I'm genuinely not sure about that. The other options we've got, I suppose I could just tidy this little bit up here. We've only got like one little forward and back here to do. If I just come out like that. Yeah, there's various other jobs that we can do. I mean, having a look at the forestry work would be good. We could do a couple weeks worth on the forestry work because of all the different options that we've got for the sawmill and processing it. And then there is also, I said that I'd make silage here at the farm, but we could also do some silage for the BGA plant. We've got the compost master as well to look at, and you can go and fill that one up and you can create your own compost. You've got to buy it though. And there's sheep that we can look at buying, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of different tasks and activities that we can do on here if we end up staying for another 4 weeks. So we're not going to be short of material for things to look at. Now I've just got this little bit here to do, and then we can go racing over and we can make a start on that grass. And I know I did originally say that I would get a smaller seed drill and do that with a smaller seed drill, but I figure it's probably just a little bit quicker if we can do it with this one. And I think I can maneuver around those corners and stuff over there without too much difficulty, which means that we get that field done in absolutely no time, and then we can make a start on looking at the beef. Now, of course, the big question is, will it... I need to just bring it in a little bit further than that. I need to go to about there. Will it... Oh, yeah, it will. It will actually remove the grass that's there and replant it with more grass, even though there is grass down there. Because if you've got just a freshly planted crop, it doesn't do that. But this isn't obviously a freshly planted crop. It's a different crop. Now, we don't own this field, apparently. So we'll keep that in mind as we shunt and shuffle around here. Let's back up there and try not to smash the coulters on the tree behind us, because that probably wouldn't be very good for the machine. Now, this is going to be slightly tricky getting around these corners here, because it is quite a long... big long machine this is, but I'm hoping that we can do it. You don't own this field. How bad is that going to be with the don't own the field? Actually not too bad. There's a little tiny strip that we've missed that we'll go back and pick up in a minute, but overall it's pretty good. And also, do we have collision on this hedge or not? If we do, that's going to make life very much easier. There is some plough lines in there, so what I'll do is I'll come right through the hedge and just pick up the plough lines on there. And I'll back up this way a little bit and come round, and I'll do the same on that little bit there, just so that we can get that bit. And it is actually grassed over. I mean, it's not brilliant because we did want the two of them side by side growing, but I mean, it's only a little tiny patch that's gone into the next field, so I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. It's not going to seriously affect anything. The whole idea of this is just to see the difference between the grass that's already planted and this new grass, and see just how much of a difference it is. Because, I mean, you can go and, do a load of grass, but you don't really sort of appreciate how much time it takes for the grass to grow until you've sort of run two of them side by side like this, and then you can sort of see. Because I think you get like a full crop of grass off the field in the time that it takes this one to grow just to the first stage. And so then they both sort of ripen to the next stage. I think there may be one growth stage in it between getting one cut off of this one and 2 cuts off the other one. Just bring that round there. Lower that in, and can run down through here. Now, we shouldn't have any issues with field ownership for the rest of this. It's just wiggling around all of these really short, tight corners. Actually, I might be able to get right round there without any issues. Excellent. Makes life a lot easier. It's down here that we're going to have the real problem, because we've got all the trees and other bits and pieces right in the way. But I think I can squeeze through there. Ooh. All the way into the corner. I mean, yes, I did sort of wallop the trees, but I feel it was a price worth paying. I have actually got the mod that I said I would get with the extra bits that go with this tractor, but it's not this tractor. There's a pack that I've got a link to. There's a link in the description down below, and we will go and take a look at that in a minute. So you've actually got to buy the tractor that comes with the pack rather than this one that's on ModHub, because this one doesn't actually take all the bits of machinery. I did test it and try it out. So it's only the other one that takes it. Now, the link in the description down below, I was given a link for Modhoster by someone on the channel, and I took a look at that one, which is good, and I think that's where the owner of the mod originally put it up to. Unfortunately, the owner of the mod chose to only allow downloads through uploaded.net or something like that. One of the download sites. I really hate those download sites because they're riddled with malware, and they're really difficult to navigate without accidentally installing something on your PC unless you really know what you're doing. So I've said some time ago that I'm going to stop providing links to those websites, and so I'm using the link from FS17.co, I think it's called. And they have the mod, and they do provide a link to the original download one, to this uploaded.net, I think it is. But they also have a direct link that they've got that doesn't have any malware or anything like that. So that's the one that I've provided. You can choose which one you want to use. You can use the uploaded.net one for the original link, or you can do the one without having to fight your way through the malware. And I said quite a while ago that this was something I was going to start doing, because I was getting quite a number of people saying that they'd gone to the site for some of these mods, and they'd ended up accidentally installing something that they didn't want on their computer, which ended up being malware. So I've decided to stop doing it. And if, mod creators are not going to be offering any other option when it comes to downloading their mods, that's fine, because there are plenty of websites out there that will go and download and then re-up, like FS17.co. They provide them without anything extra on them. There's no, you don't have to go through loads of ads or anything like that. It's just a straight direct download that doesn't risk filling your PC up with a load of malware. So that's the link I'm going to start providing, and I will do this every time. Modhoster has the option to have the downloads from the likes of uploaded.net, and you can also have Modhoster host it direct, and then you can choose which one you want to use to do the download. So it's, the option is there for the mod creator to do this, and then they choose not to. This is something that I find myself disagreeing with. Now, I do fully support the mod creators. Obviously, I've long said that I don't support pirate websites that are stealing mods and altering them and re-uploading them. Support the mod creators by, they are the core of the community, by creating these absolutely fantastic mods that are then, we're all able to use. But when they put them behind a wall of downloads, when they put them behind a wall of a website that has so many users accidentally installing stuff on their PC that is damaging to their PC, that is clogging up their system with all sorts of unwanted software, and that's what malware is. It's unwanted software. It may not necessarily be stealing your bank details, but it's still malware if you don't want it there and it's being forcibly installed onto your PC. I will not support people using sites that actively push to get malware onto people's computers. I think that's wrong. I don't think that is the way to go about it. So yes, I do support the mod creators. I've always supported the mod creators, but I do now provide links to websites that don't force these kinds of downloads. And there will be people who don't like this. There will be people who think that I'm taking the wrong approach to this. I'm very sorry, but this is how it's going to be. This is how I'm going to do it. And I'm aware that I've already been blacklisted by a few mod creators because of this decision quite some time ago. I've already had a message, I had a few messages from a number of different mod creators who told me that I would never be getting any exclusive content from them because of this decision. And okay, I know that's a consequence of this decision, and it's a consequence I will live with. You know, all actions have opposite and usually unequal reactions, but yeah, that I know full well that is a consequence of my decision here, and I do this completely openly. So I'm telling everybody here, in case anybody didn't realize that this is what I do now. I do. There are quite a number of older links that you probably find in the description down below that may not necessarily have the new clean links that I'm providing, but any new mods that I find, and moving forward into FS19, I will do my absolute best to provide only clean links. I will no longer support these sites that try to push malware onto your PC. I absolutely detest them. There is no actual need for it, and there's no need for the mod creators to push it through that. You do get a little bit of money from those uploads, but the amount of money that you get from using the likes of uploaded.net, it's so minuscule that I can't think that it would be beneficial to have that and upset the user base over just not using those types of mods. So, but anyway, this it's done, and that's my decision. And yeah, let's move on, shall we? So we can just come up here and we'll rinse this one off. So, well, we got Dave in there. So who should we call this one? It's Stuart. This is Stuart. We'll call this one Stuart. Right, come on here. Let's just clean Stuart off. There you go, Stuart. Just clean his glasses off there. Poor chap. He can't see anything. Look at him. Absolutely blinded by mud. He can't go anywhere. He can't do anything, and he can't see anything. There we go. Stuart. He's back. Excellent. He looks, I don't know, he looks like he's seen something that he really didn't want to see. He really does. He looks horror-struck. Absolutely horror-struck. There's something that he definitely didn't want to see. I'm not really sure what it was. Maybe when we went into the woods up there, he seen a great big mountain lion. Well, actually, you don't get mountain lions in Europe, but, I don't know, wolves? We do get wolves. Could have seen a wolf pack in the woods, and it terrified him, and that's why he's looking so horror-struck, because he thought that he was a goner. But it's all right. It's all right, Stuart. I'm here. I've got a great big tractor. I'm safe. Yeah, technically he's on the front of the tractor, so not quite as safe as me, but he's probably going to be all right. He's probably going to be okay. He'll cope. Did I buy this seed drill? I genuinely don't remember if I bought it or not. Let's have a look. We go into here. And we can go to Le Garage, and then we'll go to the, no, least, oh, I did buy it, right. Tractors, well, I'll tell you what, before we go and have a look at these tractors, that's going to be the next thing we do. I just want to have a look at the next Xerion saddle track. We want to turn this one round. I'm going to try and stuff this one in that shed there, alongside the other Claas Xerion and the machinery that we've got in there. We've got the huge, great big cultivator, the Lemkin plough, that one's in there as well. Just bring that round there and try not to wallop those calf crates. Back around a little bit. And then, there we go, that's better. You can turn nice and sharp with these tractors. I do like the really sharp corners that you can turn with these tractors. It makes life quite easy. I mean, it does take a little bit to get used to it when you're used to driving a tractor with just a front wheel steer. But the maneuverability on these things is absolutely fantastic. It really is. It does make a significant difference. Right, we'll stop you right there. And then we're going to go like this. And we're going to go down to the shop. At the gas station there. Okay, shop. Let's go shopping. Over to here. And we're going to actually... Ooh, okay, a little bit too far. There we go. And we're going to go into here. So we've got the tractors here. And I'll show you the tractor that we need to get. We've got the Claas Xerion there, the Claas Xerion saddle track, and it's this one right here, the Claas Xerion ST. Now, this one here doesn't have any options. It's a straight 435 horsepower. That one there we had an option on it, and we boosted that to 530 horsepower. The Claas Xerion ST over here, you can have no hydraulic, you can have a front hydraulic added onto it. The engine options are the chip on there, which takes up to 500 horsepower, or you stay at 419. So we're going to boost that one up. And then you got wheel setup, standard, wide tires, Michelin tire set, narrow twins, twin wheels, which I think would look pretty cool, but we're not going to do that at the moment. We're just going to go with standard. Rim color is white at the moment. Now, I'd prefer to have the red on there. And then design. You've got the basic normal green design for the saddle track. But you can actually go with grill, black version 2, 2 versions of red, and 2 versions of white as well. But we're going to go with the basic on this, although the black one does look pretty good. I've seen some pictures of the black one, so maybe we'll go and get one of those later. But right now, I want the basic. So this is another 356,000 with the 700,000 that we want to spend on the beef unit. There's going to be €1 million, which is an awful lot of money. It's a lot more money than I actually intended to spend. So I'm not going to keep this one. We're just going to do a very short run with it. And then over here, you've actually got this in a separate category right here, so it makes it a lot easier to go and find them. You've got a slurry tanker there, 16,000 litres with a 15 metre spread, and I don't think you can put the cultivator thing on the back. You've got this one here, which is just a basic trailer, saddle track for the 30,000 litre trailer. You've got a muck spreader here that takes 18,000 litres, fertilizer spreader there, which takes 22. You've got a slurry tanker here, which again has a 15 metre spread. Great for small to medium fields. It's got 20,000 litres on board. This one's only 16,000 litres, 15 metre. So you've got 2 different types, basically. And they're both the same spread. And then you've got here, you've got another fertilizer spreader, the 42 metres. Large mounted bin with storage for 18,000 litres. This is 22,000. It's a 24 metre spreader. This one here is a 42 metre spreader. So this one's got a much wider spread and 18,000. This one is slightly bigger in capacity, but it's only a 24 metre spread. So that's your options. You've got a trailer, you've got 2 slurry tankers, 2 fertilizer spreaders, and a muck spreader on here. I'd just like to have a look at the basic one right here, the Berg. You know what? I'll tell you what, we could actually take this one here. Nope, I'm going to go with the big one. No. The Amazon one there is slightly low, and I did have a little bit of trouble getting that one hitched on. So we'll try this one here. If we select that one and buy, yes, okay, like that. And then back again, and then I'm going to go here to pallets, and I'm going to buy 2 bags of fertilizer like this, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to load these bags straight in to our new machine. So there we go. We'll have a look around here. And the first time I loaded this tractor into the map when I was testing it, it was a little bit laggy, but then it was absolutely fine. I didn't have any problems with it other than that first attempt. You can see the frame is a slightly different color than the finished Xerion that we've now got. Other than that, there's not a huge amount of difference between the two. They're both very, very similar. So we can bring that one in there, back that one up, like that. Come in under, and this one does actually fit better. The Amazon one is a little bit low. I mean, this one, again, it doesn't quite fit. It does seem... and you've got to get it right back on tight to be able to get the hitch option to come up. But then once it does, it's on. There we go. We'll bring that one in, and we've got the ability to load, so I can start loading that one up. And then we get the other one in there as well. I'm going to take this up. Now, the first lot that we've done up in the fields is finished. That one's already been fertilized, so we can't really do anything else to that. But the other lot, oh no, the grass has already been fertilized as well. Oh, well, this was rather foolish, wasn't it? I tell you what we can do. I know what we can do. Let's go to here, and then we go to growth, and we go to fertilizing, and I've actually got this on 1 stage only. It only needs 1 stage of fertilizer. So if we take off the needs plowing, our grass fields down here, they actually need plowing. They actually need fertilizer as well. The plowing bit, you lose that later on. So we're going to go over to the grass fields, and we're going to do those. That's the bit that we're going to do. So if we turn these lights on, so long as we get this done very quickly, we can bring this machine back, and then we can sell it back to the dealership. Now, how do I get to those grass fields. So the next question. We need to... Actually, we want to carry on the road. We want to go down there, along that way, and then we come down to this crossroads here, and we go back this way, and then we come into our field right there. And it's one big field that we've got here, and then we've got the little field 39 over there. So we want to go down here. You know, I'm going to actually try and do this in cab, at least just driving there. A bit of sun behind us on the window. And around here. Okay. This is looking quite good. I do quite like driving machines like this. They're quite good fun to drive. The ones where the cab is like forward of the main machine. It does make it a little bit more entertaining to drive. Now, can we get... It would appear that getting through there is not going to be an option. So, how do I get through there to get into my... Oh, I know how we do it. We've got to back up here. Like this. Signposts. Have we... Oh, okay. Signposts have collision. I hadn't checked the signposts to see if they have collision. They do have collision. That does make a little bit of a difference. Okay, we'll come in through here. And we've bought this field. We've already bought this one. So we can go here. Actually, we can get that little bit on the end, and we can remove the next step in between them as well, and we can have an even bigger field. It's not that much of a field there, really. So I can come over to here, just buy this tiny little bit, R to interact, 25,000, buy that one. And then I can come over to here, and I can do, hang on, back. There, right, 20,000. We've got to enter 20,000 into there, haven't we? So, 20,000, there we go, pay. And we've now got that joined in as well. I love this aspect of Stappenbach. It's absolutely brilliant. So we've now got this all the way to the very end. Every single little bit of it. And we'll do a little bit of fertilizing on here. So let's start that one up and start that one up as well. There you go. We've now got the Why did it miss a bit there? I think it missed a bit. That actually, I think the bit that it missed is where the hedge was. It is. You can see it quite clearly. So I'm guessing there's going to be another one up through here as well. So even though it does join the fields in together, there are some parts of it that it doesn't quite do right. Unless it's got to be... The game's got to be left and then come back in. No, it's done it again there. Right, it might just be that that's already classed as fertilized, so there's nothing else that we can do about it. But there we go. There is our Claas Xerion 4000 with a machine on top of it, on the back of the saddle track, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm very pleased that we've got this, just trying it out. And it would help if I could get that in a straight line on there. Take this one up round here. Now, ideally, you don't want to put too much of this stuff in the river. It is frowned upon putting fertilizer in a river, because what it does is it causes an algal bloom. And so you get loads of algae growing in the river really fast, and then that uses up all the oxygen, which in turn kills all the fish. That's why you don't want slurry in the river or fertilizers or anything like that, because it causes all the algae to grow super fast and then kills the whole river. And so you can actually get quite heavy fines if you let slurry go in the river or fertilizer or anything like that. It's really not a good idea. And so, yeah, generally best if you don't back your machine up to the river and start dumping fertilizer in there, or running the muck spreader alongside the river too tight. That's also frowned upon. And I know that people do come up to the edges of roads and they run their fertilizer spreader down the side of the road. If you flick fertilizer into passing cars in through their windows, trouble can happen. And it doesn't necessarily, it's not always going to happen, but it is again generally frowned upon. And I think that there can be consequences to your fertilizer making it into a car. Now, I did say today that we would try and go and get that beef unit over there. I think it's just there. It might be up the road a little bit. We may not have time to do that because we're doing this fertilizing. And I did really want to just have a look at this machine, because I mean, look at it. That thing looks absolutely brilliant. It's fantastic that we can actually use this one. I quite like to go and get the Holmer, the Terra Dos Eco, what's it call it? I can't remember what it's called. But that one would be quite good. I mean, we might just keep this one. We could sell the other tractor. We're not going to get our full refund price if we go and sell the other tractor. Whereas if we go and sell this one back now, we will get a full refund price. And then we could always buy this one again a little bit later in the year, maybe when we've got a bit more money or something. I'm not quite sure. I think we'll set. We'll finish doing this field. Let me just go up and back, because you've already seen it now. And then we'll go and sell this one back, and then we can always buy this one a little bit later in the year. We'll keep the other saddle track. Actually, we don't even need to keep the other saddle track. We can sell both of them. Ooh. Yeah, I'm generally confused now. I don't know what's the best option. It does look very cool being able to drive these along like this. I mean, I think the Holmer one looks very cool as well. I like that you can put the things right on the back of the tractors without having to mess around with trailers or any other such details like that. Right, let's just stop here a second, and we'll hop out while we do that. Tell you what, let's just turn the engine off, just in case it does anything funny. And then we'll have a look in here, and we'll go to our garage, and we'll have a look at the direct sale option. Xerion saddle track there is 288,000. We can sell that one because we're not going to need that one again. So we'll get rid of that one anyway, just like that. So there's 54,000 back. And really the question is, if I sell that one, I mean, that one I think I should take direct, I should drive it back and I should sell it. Because if I sell this one right here, we'll get a load of money for it right here. And I'm thinking that we'll keep this one and we'll sell this one. Because, I mean, look at the difference between the two. Let's just go back here a minute. Now, that's what that one looks like, right? It's got this metal frame on the front, and the model has definitely been improved with the next one. Go back here. So, slight improvements. It's mostly just the color of the frame. There's a little bit extra there, right? But again, it's the color of this platform that's here, and slight texturing on it as well. Keep going the wrong way on this. So, yeah, so you got this one here has now got texturing on it and the colouring on it, and that's made a... Will you stop doing this, Frith? Right, let's go in here, and you've got the texturing on there, and then I go two like that, and that one is just straight flat platform. That's literally it. There doesn't seem to be anything else that is against this one. So I'm thinking that we go back to this one right here, and we unhitch it there. I'm a little bit croaky this morning, so I may end up being croaky all of this week. We'll have to see. Let's just lower that one down there, and we will leave Stuart in the bushes for a minute, and then we will take this tractor and we'll run it back to the dealership. 288,000 if we sell it direct. If we take it to the dealership, we should get a little tiny bit more than that, which is going to be less than... Oh, steady. We don't want it lagging out and crashing. That would be the last possible thing we want. I think it's a real shame that these tractors, that the whole pack wasn't released, and maybe the whole pack will be released fairly soon on ModHub. I would really, really like it if that happened. That would be absolutely brilliant. I always prefer to use ModHub stuff. It's just generally better, and you often find that people who've released stuff to ModHub, the ModHub mods are actually in better condition because you're graded on them. You 300 there we go. Alright, 346,000 for that one. If I was to sell the other one back, I'd get nearly that much money anyway. So it's a no-brainer, really. Let's go back to this one here. And what are the difference in the price of the tractors? That's the last thing, I suppose. 300... right. I mean, we did upgrade this one. We put that one up there. We got the front hydraulic as well. 355,000 we paid. And that one's 385. So... yeah, we lost maybe 40,000. So, yeah, it's not a huge amount. But, yeah, the ModHub. I love ModHub. I think it's absolutely brilliant because they pay the mod creators for the mods. That's how you can earn some money with ModHub. You actually get paid for your mods, which is brilliant. And then if you've got a good quality mod and it stays above a certain star rating, I think it's 4 stars. If you stay above 4 stars... Ooh, we spun round then. Let's do that again. Let's see if we can redo that. If you stay above a certain rating, you get a bonus. If your mod is above 4-star rating, you get a bonus after 12 months. Additional pay from Giants. And you get paid from Giants anyway, which I think is absolutely wonderful. It's like a thing that will really encourage people to, mod creators, to release the best quality mods and not just something cheap, cheerful, and quick. And you do find that a lot of mods, I mean, I'm not saying all mods, but there are an awful lot of mods which are cheap, cheerful, quick conversions that just generally bring the overall quality of mods down quite drastically. You all know the ones I mean, and I think that's a little bit steep. There are places here, I think that's like a ford there that we could maybe try and use. I'm sure there was, when we looked around here before, I'm sure there was somewhere that I thought we could use as a bit of a ford. Maybe it's not actually going to work as a ford. We'll go along a little bit further and see if there's a better one over here. And, you know, I could have sworn that it might just be that spot where I've just been at. It's a bit of a shame. I was hoping to be able to get across. Because yeah, it's this bit here. It was pretty much in line with the bridge that's over there. Let's see if we can do it if we do this at an angle. Can we? If I go like that. Maybe if I back out a little bit like this. Come in round. I can back up like that. And then I can do it. It's still not letting me do it. Why am I stopping now? Is there like a collision on here somewhere? Oh, maybe not. Nope. Nope. It's looking promising. He says as he gets more and more hopelessly stuck completely. I am now hopelessly and completely stuck, I think. I think if I go along here like this and I turn slightly. Nope. It's not even going to let me do it slightly. Alright, that's not going to work. We're going to have to do this a different way. We'll go back down the end of the field down here, onto the road, and up round and do it the proper way. I'd like to be able to get into that field. I just want to see if we can get in there with this tractor or not. We can't go out that way. We've got to go up out of the field up here and then go along a road. And then we can come up through. So, yeah, Mod Hub. Obviously, Mod Hub is going to be included in FS17, and I'm going to do my best to only use Mod Hub mods. I would prefer to only use Mod Hub mods, because I have found in the last couple of years, playing FS17 and working through it, that the quality of mod on Mod Hub is far superior to the quality of mods that we get on other sites. There are, I'm talking overall, I'm not saying all mods, I'm definitely not saying all mods, because there are mods that I include in my playthrough that is not available on Mod Hub, and I really think they should be, because it would make such a huge difference. Right, we need to add 700,000 into here like that, and then pay, and we've now got the beef unit. So we won't do anything with that for just a second, because what I want to do is I want to come over here and get into our field, and we've got to go down this little track here, I think, and then we can get across the bridge. I think it's here, because we got field 39 there. So we want to come down here. Of course, the big question is whether or not we can even fit onto that across this bridge. But I think it's going to be quite tight. There's a little stack of wood there. But, this one doesn't have any sides on it. That's good. That means that we can actually get across here. Trees are a bit low, but we can get in here. There we go. There's our other field. We won't be doing a lot with this field. I'm not even fertilizing it. I've already gotten rid of the fertilizer spreader. But what I was thinking is that we could use this field for grass, to put fresh grass in for the cows up here. I can't remember if they actually need it, so we'll just go back over to the beef unit a second and we'll have a look there. And then we're going to be heading back to the dealership to try and get a trailer or something that we can ferry some water with. And I'm not really sure, don't know if we can go into the river and get water actually. If we could just drive to the river, get water straight out of the river, that would make our life a lot easier. So let's just skip out of here. One thing before we skip out, let's just have a look in here. That one there takes only slurry. That one there takes only slurry. It doesn't have an option for taking water, which I'm actually quite disappointed about. I was really hoping for a water tanker, because if you go into actual slurry tanks here, the base game ones don't have any option for carrying other stuff. That one, I really thought that one did. This one here, though, this one can carry fuel, fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, and water. The Annaberger there, I quite like that one. And then you've got this dolly here that doesn't. That one doesn't. Nope. And that one, again, it doesn't. So, I mean, these Horsch ones, I quite like that one in particular. You put these on the back. I used that one. I haven't used that one. And that is quite a nice machine to use. I did have some fun using that. I used that in Sandy Bay time lapse, that one was. So you've got a slurry tanker in there, and then under miscellaneous. No, it's not under here. It's not under what was that? Using a measurement tool, you can get information on the soil, trees, bales, and other options. I don't remember installing that. I don't even know what that is. I have no idea. I'll have to investigate that one. Oh, where was it? It's under animals. That's where we need to go. So we've got our basic water tanker there, but there was also, no, I haven't got it on this one. That's just great. Okay, looks like we've got a very limited choice of water tankers today. We got that one there, which is 7,300, or we've got one which I'm actually going to use this time, is under here in slurry tankers, and that is the Anna Burger right there. 21,000 litres of water. That is our best option, I think. I quite like this one, although it's quite light, and it does tend to slide around a bit when it's being loaded, and that does go against it. But, I mean, overall, it's still pretty good. Right, in here, we've got Mutterind, which would be mother cows, and water, potatoes, straw, grass, dry grass, silage, forage mixing. 100,000 litres. Wheat, barley, maize. And then you got manure, slurry, and cows. So we'll see what we can do with it. We're going to start doing this. We've run out of time for today's episode, so we'll have to have a look at this in the next episode. So our question this week is, what map do you want to do for the next 4-week session? Do you want to stay here on Stappenbach, or would you like to go to the Horsch Agrovation map? Do you want to go to Welker Farms, Valley the Old Farm, or Lone Oak Farm? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. What's up here? Oh, that's just another field over there. If you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.